Imagine if I told you you could reprogram your brain to learn faster, focus deeper, and remember. Almost everything you study sounds illegal, right? But here is the truth. This is not magic, it is science, and once you understand how your brain actually works, you stop struggling and start learning like never before, because today, you are about to discover brain hacks so powerful they do not just improve your study, they upgrade your entire mind. Let us start with the first hack. Most people sit for hours trying to study and end up exhausted, distracted, and frustrated, not because they are lazy, but because they are using their brain the wrong way. Your brain is not designed for long marathons, it is designed for short, intense sprints. So, here is what you do: study with full focus for 25 minutes. Then take a 5-minute break. This method is known as the Pomodoro technique, and it works because it matches your brain natural rhythm. But here is the part most people ignore: during those 25 minutes, you go all in, no phone, no distractions, just pure focus. That is where the magic happens. Let me ask you something. Have you ever read something and felt like you understood it, but when you tried to explain it, you could not? That is because understanding is an illusion. Real learning happens when you can simplify it. This idea was popularized by Richard Feynman. If you cannot explain something simply, you do not truly understand it. So after you study, pretend you are teaching a beginner out loud in simple words, because when you teach, your brain organizes information properly, and that is when learning becomes permanent. Here is a mistake almost everyone makes. They try to memorize everything in one sitting, and the next day most of it is gone. This happens because of something called the forgetting curve. Your brain naturally forgets information over time unless you remind it at the right moment. So instead of cramming, study today, review tomorrow, then again after a few days, and again after a week. This simple pattern locks information into long-term memory, and suddenly you are not just learning, you are remembering. Here is something strange about your brain. It hates starting, but it loves continuing. So instead of saying, I need to study for hours, say, I will just do 5 minutes. That is it. No pressure, no stress. And here is what usually happens: those 5 minutes turn into 30 or even an hour, because once you start, resistance disappears, action creates momentum, and momentum creates results. Right now, your brain is being trained. Every single day, every scroll, every short video, every notification, it is giving you instant dopamine, and over time your brain becomes addicted to easy rewards. That is why studying feels boring and scrolling feels exciting. So what is the solution? Do not remove dopamine, control it. Study first, then reward yourself. Train your brain like this: effort, then reward, not the other way around. And once you do this, focus becomes natural. Let us be honest, reading feels productive, but it is not effective. Real learning begins when you close the book and test yourself. Ask yourself, what did I just learn? This method is called active recall, and yes, it feels difficult, but that difficulty is exactly what makes your brain stronger. Every time you struggle to remember, you build deeper memory connections. So stop reading more, start recalling more. Here is something most people ignore: the real learning does not happen when you study. It happens when you sleep. While you sleep, your brain organizes, processes, and stores information. So if you review something for just 10 minutes before bed, your retention increases dramatically. But if you sacrifice sleep, you are destroying your ability to learn. So do not just study hard, sleep smart. Now think about this: if you start using all these hacks together, how far ahead could you be compared to everyone else? These techniques are not illegal, but the results, they feel like they should be. So do not just watch this, apply it, because the difference between average and elite is not talent, it is strategy. And if you want more powerful strategies to learn faster, think smarter, and become unstoppable, subscribe to NextGen Scholar, because here we do not just study, we upgrade our minds.